think I need to be out here like in 45 minutes and about an hour to play, so it's not too bad, you know.
All right, well, we're live now. Welcome everybody here to the Sports Talk Network, especially here to receive Wrestling Ramble. I will, or as you can tell, talking about the Hell in the Cell, reviewing that around SmackDown and other things here in a quick fast hurry. Sorry I was late. I had other things going on, weather things, the game I'm doing for Twitter things going on, so that was keeping my time. So we'll do things here quick, fast, and hurry. Maybe even jumbling it up all together. We're talking about Hell in the Cell. We're talking about Raw and SmackDown, and other things that wanted to be brought up. But I know there were some things that Clackman, my co-host, wanted to
Yeah,
bring up himself first. Some topics, and I just let him throw them all in the ball since we are crunched on time. What he wanted to bring up, and
yeah,
just say share his thoughts on.
yeah. How you doing out there, YouTube universe? The main thing was a surprise for you, Steve. Remember how I said that Impact had an announcer before the one that you saw? The
Right,
blonde?
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Mhm.
Ironically, she appeared today on Impact. She was released. I thought she was like 6 months ago, and she appeared magically again on Impact today. So if you want to see what she looks like, well, she's on Impact ironically today. So check that out there when you can, and you'll see how hot she is. And she was there backstage there, awkwardly taking a selfie with a heel, and the girl was like hiding her face while taking the selfie. It was so cringe. I loved it. It was so cool. So that's for that one. Yeah, a lot of cool things all around the globe per se when it comes to wrestling. Like, what would you say personally? What was your favorite match of the week so far? And I'll compare it with the other stuff that I know. What was your favorite match of the week?
Well, from specifically watching with WWE, because obviously it being Thursday and doing other things and watch Impact, and we'll be doing that tomorrow morning to find out that and other things, of course.
Yeah,
My favorite match of the whole entire week, in regards to wrestling entertainment, would probably be from SmackDown. SmackDown Live, Andrade Cien Almas versus AJ Styles, non-title match. I really enjoyed Andrade since he came to the main roster, even a bit in NXT. Though when he did start off in NXT, was worried that he wasn't going to be able to get over and wasn't really going to work with the WWE way. Was popular on the indie scene himself. I can't say to what regard because again I didn't watch the indies, let alone then, let alone now, as much. So that's just what I heard hearsay from others that are more into that and know that more than I would ever know. So that's what I was hearing about him then. But seeing him in WWE, seeing him doing things WWE way and this and that, and learning the WWE way of way of things that I did and have enjoyed him, and even more so that he's now with Zelina Vega, and I think that helped him immensely because I was worried that if he wasn't going to be paired with her, he might have been released in NXT in future endeavor. And I kind
that
of said the same thing about Alexa Bliss. But point is, to answer your question, match of the week for me, Andrade Cien Almas versus AJ Styles non-title match on SmackDown Live.
yeah. There's no second place there. That's it. There, it just eats everything up there. Maybe you can say Dolphin Ziggler, the injured match from Raw, but like that was head and shoulders better than everything else. I don't know if you saw Almost in NXT fighting against Johnny Gargano and what he can really do over there in NXT, but it was crazy stuff there. And his match with AJ Styles reminded me of the old NXT days. In fact, one of his matches with Sin Cara was very NXT like, very, very natural, very free flowing. And then the matches after that one was just not. It's kind of weird, that AJ has this great chemistry with Andrade Cien Almas, but with Nakamura, Shinsuke Nakamura, it was just so difficult to get that chemistry out of those two. It was so hard. I don't know whether it's because like the whole low blow thing. I don't know. It's because like they couldn't take any risks with the intense moves, but the chemistry between Nakamura and AJ in the WWE was not there. In New Japan, it was there, and you can feel it. The impact was there, the emotion was there. But on WWE, they had 5 matches, and they failed every single time at bring it up there. So I see you have a guest. What's up with him?
No, it's my alarm system here.
No, at the bottom left, looks like you got a guy called Kieran.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at myself. I didn't see that. Hey, Kyron, how you doing? Cameron Chase, are you there?
Well, he's not there yet. Oh, is he there now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we in there.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear us? That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Okay. So, what was your favorite match of the week so far? We're going over that right now.
My favorite match of this week, counting the pay-per-view, was either Styles versus Almas
Okay.
or Orton versus Hardy inside Hell in a Cell. Those are probably my two favorite matches of the week.
Yeah, 100%. When I was reviewing the pay-per-view, I was like, every match on Hell in a Cell was begging to get a 3 out of 5. Like, just like, oh, can I get a 3 out of 5? Like, there was something off with those matches. Like, either be sloppy finish, boring segments in between, hardly any innovation, didn't push any like story narratives forward. But then, like the very first match on Hell in a Cell was, Hardy versus Orton. Even though the ending was kind of like iffy, but still it was like the intensity they brought out in the match there was definitely worthy of being match of the week quality for sure. And I'm even talking about NXT as well. NXT had a great match with Ricochet versus Pete Dunne, champion versus champion match.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, you definitely need to. And in my mind, it was spoiled because like there's no way WWE would allow anybody to be a double champion. I'm like, oh god, like there's no way. And I'll just put it that way. I was right up. Oh, there we go. But very good match overall. Like the stuff they do there with the fingers and the feet and the twisting and everything, and the like, anything you can do, I can do better thing. It was very good match there. So I'd be very interested to get your take on what was the better match, Orton Hardy, Cien Almas and AJ, or that match Ricochet versus Pete Dunne, because it's very good.
Well, I gotta watch Ricochet and Pete Dunne, but here's one thing I do like, and even though I haven't been able to watch NXT, on a weekly because due to college, I've been keeping up with it a little bit, and they are starting to plant the seeds for War Games already. I'm telling you, at War Games, I predicted, and a lot of other people predicted it. You have Undisputed Era versus British Strong Style versus Ricochet with War Raiders in War Games.
Yeah, that was a good match. Another good match there that people likely aren't going to be talking about is Tony Storm versus Jenny in first round match of the Mae Young Classic. The reason why that match was good was not only because the girls, they look great or whatever, but they were doing very women only moves in that thing. I mean, Jenny is super skinny, and she was squeezing in places there that I did not think was possible. And she was doing like unique versions of the Canadian Destroyer. Tony Storm was like doing punches and kicks that like echoed across the arena, and Jenny did like a move I forgot existed because it's so hard to do for any male to do. It's like an India deathlock into a bridge. Like I think Emma used to do that. It was very difficult to do. The Emma lock, essentially the Emma lock. So like very, very good moves there in that match. Jenny versus Tony Storm, if anybody saw that. So that was a good match too.
Yeah, I've been slacking on NXT and Mae Young Classic. I watched the Hell in a Cell Raw and SmackDown, but yeah, I know I feel stupid because I didn't watch NXT.
It's only a day pass, not a big deal. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's like I get college and just started college and everything. But when I hear Pete Dunne and Ricochet had a match on NXT, I should have got over there and watched it, and I still can.
You need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do that.
Yeah, they came to the whole match on YouTube. It's a long match.
Yeah, I get, and knowing the fact that I knew for a fact it was gonna have a draw once I had both titles on the line, but knowing that who those two are, it was gonna probably be a great match regardless.
Yeah,
I don't mind matches that end in a double like in a no contest if it makes sense. And I'm looking at the main event of Hell in a Cell for that. I mean, and like if it's a great match and it ends on a double disqualification or a no contest and makes sense, I can live with that. What I can't live with is a poor book match, and then you have to end it in a no contest because you book yourself into a corner. You look at the main event of Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, like when the tag team guys came out there, you know, the Shield, and then the Dogs of War, horrible name by the way, they came out of there and they were doing all the clusterfuck stuff like on top of the cage. I'm like thinking like, why are they here? Are they here to distract from something? And yeah, it was kind of obvious when Dolph and Seth were right there on the exact side of the stage with the commentator's desk. I'm like saying, fall. I know you're gonna fall. You're definitely gonna fall. Come on, three, two, one, hurry up and fall already, and there it is. I'm like,
Yeah,
come on.
and the funny thing is, you look at it like most pay-per-views, the Raw commentary booth is at the top of the stage. So I'm thinking, what do they have planned for the night? Because I mean, let's be honest. I'm gonna be 100% with you. Even though I love Ziggler and I love Rollins, I like Ziggler. I just wasn't excited for that spot. It's been done to death so much. I mean, when Ambrose and Rollins did it 4 years ago, it was exciting because I hadn't seen something like that in a long time. But now you have Shane taking two deadly falls, Sasha taking a fall like that, and now you do it again. Like, why should I care?
When
And especially
excuse,
when you
excuse me,
you
when Braun threw Owens from the cell, was it from the top of the cell, or was it like the top part of the cell, or like from the side of the cell? Where was it from when he did it to Owens?
top of steel cage.
Top of the steel cage, okay, which is lower than the Hell in the Cell, so it's a lower bump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And Shane, when Shane did it, I think it was last year. Where did he do it? Like the side of the cage or the top of the cage?
Oh no, both Shanes were at the top of the hell, jump from the top of the hell cell to the
Like
table.
Mick Foley.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So those more in shape younger guys there, they're too pussy to do what Mick Foley did. Okay, I get you.
I mean, if we're being honest, though, Mick Foley said himself that if those spots happened today, the match would be stopped, and rightfully so. I mean, remember, Mick did not take anything safe during that match. There was no airbags to protect him from the announce table, and the second fall was not supposed to happen and nearly killed him. So you will never see anything like that happen again. And I think it shouldn't happen again. But that's just me because they've rebuilt Hell in a Cell to the point where it's taller. So you take that same fall without any crash mat, you're gonna die.
You saw
And that's
the Mick Foley special, 20 Years of Hell.
no, I didn't. I don't have the network right now. But I did watch the. It was like a
Very
12-minute video.
informative.
I think it was like a 12-minute video on YouTube with different interviews about that match. It
Hmm.
was with Foley, Undertaker, and I watched that. But
Yeah,
the actual
the
network.
Mick Foley special, the stand up thing, it wasn't necessarily stand up like comedy. It was just him telling the story of Hell in a Cell in a comedic way. So definitely, it's like a documentary with a little bit of laughter in between. So
It was
like
really
yeah,
funny.
it's like about an hour long. It's very detailed stuff there on everything behind the scenes and like what happened, how he got it approved, and things like that. So like why there are footholds now on the side of the cage because of that particular match. So yeah, a lot of things changed because of that match, and he goes into detail about that. Yeah, very good, very good. Look at that.
Honestly, maybe it's just me, but Hell in a Cell, and it's not just me because I think a lot of people say this. Hell in a Cell is just not what it used to be. Like it used to be a time where, I mean, and this is the problem with all gimmick pay-per-views, not just Hell in a Cell. It's the fact that you just none of the matches feel like it needs to be sold in Hell in a Cell because remember there was a time when Hell in a Cell was the ultimate feud ender, and I don't feel like we get that anymore. Yeah, Randy and Jeff
Was that a
had
bra?
you said what?
Was that a bra? Looked like a
Anyway,
bra. It's probably
no,
like a helmet or something like that, like a jock strap. Anyway, moving on.
no, that was earphones.
All right, cool. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right.
As I was saying, like you look at Randy and Jeff, yeah, it had some intense moments throughout the feud, so maybe that warranted Hell in a Cell. But what did Braun and Roman really do this time to warrant Hell in a Cell? Nothing. AJ and Joe, that needed Hell in a Cell more. And hell, Becky and Charlotte in a way could have deserved Hell in a Cell more than um uh Roman and Strowman did.
If Becky and Charlotte had a series of matches that always ended up in chaos, then you put them in Hell in a Cell guaranteed.
Yes.
But yeah, and but then like it's just like September, it's time for Hell in a Cell. Got to get ready to hawk these other 19 pay-per-views we have in the next 2 months. So we got to put it out there. I mean, like it's just so ridiculous. The
I
amount
mean,
of reviews coming up there is just like staggering. I can't believe people actually eat this up there and just take it.
Exactly. And people tell me, "Oh, I'm too negative." But that's a problem. You have Super
I thought it
Showdown.
was going to be less. I thought
Exactly.
it was supposed to be 16 down to like 14, or was it like 18 to 14? And now it feels like there's more.
Now we have extra specials and Crown Jewel that's coming up.
Yeah, I'm getting there. You have Super Showdown. I believe what Evolution's after. No, Crown Jewel's after that. Evolution's after that. Then you got Survivor Series. That's too much. And then the thing is this:
4 in 2 months, like 4 in 2 months. Yeah,
Evolution. And I mean, if you see the leak card, I despise.
I did.
I despise what that leak card looks like. But that's for another.
Because it's stupid.
Exactly. And then it's only less than a month away, and you have only announced 2 matches, and neither match I'm really excited for. Alexa and Trish for certain reasons, Mickey and Lita for other reasons. And then you look at the rest of the card. Well, once again, I don't want to. I'll rant on that when the time is right, because I mean it's subject to change. But knowing WWE, they'll probably keep it that way, and that's my whole thing. And like, this is your first ever women's pay-per-view, all women's pay-per-view. You treat it like it's a big deal throughout the first 2 weeks when you never shut up about it. Now when you should be treating it like a big deal, you're not even referencing it or bringing it up. How can you have this big all women pay-per-view and only 2 matches are announced, and neither one of them are title matches, and they both have former women who don't even wrestle on a full-time basis? Don't get me wrong, Trish and Lita, I love them, especially Trish, but you have certain things, and then you had the rumored matches of Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey in the main event. Exactly? You had things like, I mean, everyone knows how passionate about Sasha and Bailey, and then if their match is really going to be a 6-woman tag against team with Ivory against the Riot Squad.
It's almost as if the executives like said, what should be the main event of Evolution? Who makes the most money? Okay, you and you. Okay, good enough. Okay, let's call it a day, guys. All right.
Yeah.
Everything else random. You just Natalia, you're friends with Beth Phoenix. You're a tag team now. Yeah, that's good there.
Let's bring Kelly back.
Yeah, because she's so awesome in the ring. Everyone loves her matches. We all hear this is awesome chance every time she gets in the ring. Oh, that's Bizarro Land. My bad.
Here's the thing. My match card, my prediction, like everyone said, "Oh, what's your preferred match card?" I gave you 8 matches because a pay-per-view does not have to have 13 matches every time. Here's the 8 matches I recommended in no particular order: Sasha Banks versus Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey versus Natalia, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler, Charlotte versus Becky, UK Women's Championship match, the Mae Young Classic, Bayley versus Ruby versus Ember in the number 1 contenders match, and Naomi versus Asuka in the number 1 contenders match. Because here's one. Now I think that card looks better from a wrestling standpoint than the one that WWE has coming out. But here's the thing. No one else has really brought up, but I will. When was the last time Sasha, Bayley, Ruby, Ember, and Naomi have been on pay-per-view?
It was like forever ago.
Money in the Bank. So that's 5 of the most talented. And Asuka hasn't been on the last 2. So 6 of your most talented women aren't being used. And then here's a better one. When's the last time Sasha Banks had a one-on-one match on pay-per-view?
I believe it was last year's SummerSlam.
Wow, a whole year. And yet WWE goes on and preaches how Sasha and Bayley's match in Brooklyn started everything. And I love that match. It's one of my favorite matches ever. But yet, what have they ever done on the main roster to build between those two since then? Because every time they say, oh, you just got to be patient. We thought we were going to get it after WrestleMania 33. No. We thought we were going to get it at the SummerSlam last year. No. We thought we were going to get it leading up to WrestleMania this year. Instead of, going all in on a few, they put them in the Women's Battle Royal on a pre-show where the winner got a vagina trophy. And then we thought we were going to get it at SummerSlam, and instead of finally giving us the feud, you put them back together. And then the worst thing is, if the rumor card is true, then the only reason for them to be together for the Women's Tag Team Championship, they're not even in that match. So what was the point?
Right.
I thought your card was good, but there was like a lot of repeat matches in there. Do you remember my card, Shane?
No.
No, Steve. Yeah, Steve. You remember my card?
No, I can't. Not off the top of my head. Sorry.
Okay, here's the card again. From bottom to top of the card: Naomi versus Natty versus Beth Phoenix on the pre-show. NXT Showcase match. EST Bianca Belair versus Toni Storm versus Kairi Sane. Nikki Cross versus Ruby Riott, no DQ match. Candice LeRae versus Ember Moon versus Asuka. Ronda's Friends, you know that Ronda's Friends win development versus the Iconics. Ronda Rousey herself versus Shayna Baszler. Becky versus Charlotte Falls Count Anywhere. Mickie James versus Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. Trish Stratus, and the main event is Trish Stratus and Lita versus Bayley and Sasha.
Now that's a card I can get down with.
I'm like, let's get some more women in there. I'm like, yeah, like I put triple threat matches in here because I know they can go. The only singles matches are the ones that deserve it, and no fucking Bellas on my fucking card, intentionally. no Bellas.
I mean, I basically I put my card because I want, like, to me, the women who are, I feel, the best at what they can do have spotlight. I mean, Ruby, Bayley, and Ember in a no contenders match in a triple threat match would be a pretty good match. Asuka and Naomi have not done anything. Heck, I mean, Naomi won the women's battle royal, but they literally, like I said, people say, "Oh, this is a huge women's battle royal." No, it's not, because they're not gonna do anything with the winner. What the hell did they do with Naomi after she won it? Not a damn thing. And I'm just saying, I just feel like with this being your first ever women's all-women's pay-per-view, you should be putting more effort into it than what you're giving. But then again, I don't expect anything. I expect low effort from the main roster. So I'm gonna watch the show because I have a channel I need to run. I'm in because I want to see it. I mean, I don't really care that much, but I'm gonna watch the show. But at what point does it say, like, how is it that NXT constantly outshines you? And this is a huge milestone, but yet you're not giving it the light of day. Hell, this is something that I really don't like. You had that pay-per-view, then you go back to Saudi Arabia where the women can't go. Like, I see a game WWE. Like, you really care about the women's evolution. Like I always say, they never do. They never did. They only care about it when they can use it for PR and political purposes. When they'll take 1 billion Saudi Arabia shows, then giving the women the storylines they deserve, and we all know that. Because Vince doesn't really care about women's wrestling, and honestly, I don't think Stephanie really does either.
Ooh. You know, it's funny. Have you noticed on their shows that Crown Jewel and Super Show have taken priority over Evolution? Yep. You rarely, if ever, hear anybody hyping up the Evolution cards, not the commentators, not the women on the roster. They're not talking about that. They're all talking about Super Show and Crown Jewel. So that shows you where WWE's real priorities lie. Evolution's way in the back burner.
Yeah, exactly. But when I say that same stuff, I'm a negative asshole. Even though it's obviously there that they don't care about Evolution. And remember when the show was first announced, the Raw and SmackDown of that week, they would not stop bringing it up to the point where I literally said, "Oh God, just get it over with." Now I'm like, when you should be bringing it up, you're not. So you beat us over the head with it for nearly 2 weeks, and now the show is a few weeks away, and you're not even giving us anything. I mean, if that card is the card, then you shouldn't be building to it already. No, but Super Showdown and Crown Jewel are more important. And I already know at Super Showdown, the bells are going to turn on Ronda. That's going to give us Nikki versus Ronda. Kill me already. Hand me the bleach. Give me a noose. I don't care. But, oh, man.
Speaking of kill me, how stupid of it was for Braun Strowman this week on Raw to say he thinks that getting another title shot is stupid. He was like, he was complaining about getting another title shot there. I'm like, you didn't win and you're getting another shot there, and you think that sucks, dude? Who are you, Roman Reigns? Get the fuck out of here.
Here's the problem with Braun Strowman, and a lot of people brought this up. Remember when he gave Corbin the Money in the Bank and announced his cash in? He turned heel that same night. Why didn't he just wait an extra 2 hours and then cash in, and he would have been the champion?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the heel would have been the champion with the title and went on from there with that team. And then Dolph Ziggler and McIntyre winning the Raw titles, whatever week after, whatever after, or that night, or whatever that was. And you have that team with the gold. You have the Shield chasing them, and you have maybe the Shield win the tag titles, and Roman get the Universal title whether same night or the pay-per-view near the end of the year.
Oh my God! I almost forgot.
Like who said the rule of the Money in the Bank thing is to hand in the briefcase like a month or whatever beforehand before you get your actual shot there? Why can't you keep your briefcase right before the match and then give it to the referee then?
That's what I wanted.
And I think no, go ahead, Karen. Sorry.
I was gonna bring up the tag team about McIntyre and Ziggler winning the tag team titles. I completely forgot about the match. They scratched that. The match of the week. Also, that tag team match against Rollins and Ambrose was great. At Hell in a Cell. But here's the problem I had. While it did, there really are no tag teams on Raw, I can believe, because they screwed over the Revival multiple times. They screwed over AOP to the point where they're not even called Arts of Pain anymore. They're just called AOP. And then they
too long.
and then the worst, and then you had McIntyre and Ziggler get the titles. On one hand, I'm like, well, you took the Revival's championship opportunity away from them. On the other hand, I'm like, you know what? Why not? Because the belts really don't mean anything anyway. Both tag team divisions are pretty dead to me. If I'm being honest. I mean, SmackDown has a New Day, the Bar.
One of the stupidest things that they did with the AOP on Raw was they gave them a new manager, Drake Maverick, which is fine in itself, but they never, ever had a match against the B team. We never saw that one. B team was allegedly all powerful and everything, but they never even looked in the same direction as AOP. That was stupid to me. I'm like, dude, hello.
See, because AOP was wrapped up in that stupid feud with Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews for months.
So important. Yes, so important. Yes. They need all their attention.
Shouldn't they have? I mean, remember when they debuted in NXT? The first thing they did, they went after American Alpha after they lost tag team titles. Like, shouldn't they have been made the tag team titles the number one priority? No. We got to sit around and have a stupid feud with Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews, which does nothing. And that's the worst thing about it's these feuds on Raw that do nothing and mean nothing. You have Bobby Roode and Chad Gable going against Ascension last week, the week before that. And this week you have Gable go against, was it Connor? Next week, Bobby Roode's going to go against Victor. Like, who wants to see this? And people keep telling me, oh, like, what do you want from Bobby Roode? Yeah, don't like it, don't watch it. Don't give me none of that. If you tell me, here's why I stand by if you don't like, you don't watch it crap. If you tell me don't like, if I don't like it, don't watch it, then you obviously accept mediocrity. I don't do that.
That's good. Good response. Yeah.
If I see someone like a Bobby Roode, who was the best thing in all of WWE and NXT, who came out with the expensive suits, the title, who told Roderick Strong's tossed tissue to Roderick Strong, when he told his wife, get with her, I'll show you a real man. Where is that's in
the Rocky 3? Yeah, the Rocky 3.
But when he comes to the main roster, you turn a babyface and now he's boring. I'm supposed to accept that?
Yeah.
Or when I see Oscar, I always say, like, people say, oh, you can't just expect people from NXT to get over on the main roster. So you mean to tell me if I took DIY and a Revival and got that storyline and put it on the main roster and got that match from Toronto, which is my favorite match of 2016, and I put that on the main roster, that's not going to get over?
Yeah, you're right, man. Yeah. Oh, speaking of getting over, man. Okay, at SummerSlam, Drew Gulak had a match against Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship. That match was okay-ish, but something was off. I know those guys can go, and they should have been at WrestleMania in the first place. But they had a match on 205 Live that was completely different. It was everything that I expected them to be, because Drew Gulak is an evil, sarcastic son of a bitch who likes to cheat and everything and likes to rip you apart and try to take your neck off your shoulders. And at SummerSlam, it wasn't like that when it was a tame match. But the one on 205 Live this week there, I was like, that's him. That's the one I wanted to see right there. And Cedric was fighting for his life as if he was in a cage with a lion. It was really intense.
Because you have Triple H running 205 Live, and you have Vince doing the main roster.
You can definitely feel it. Who's doing the mixed match challenge stuff? Because it's definitely not Vince. Because Charlotte was twerking on there. That's definitely not a Vince thing.
And the worst thing is she ain't had no ass to twerk with.
Hey, he does.
No, she doesn't.
Alexa, I want to see you do that. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, I think they said Triple H was doing a mixed match challenge. I mean,
it shows. It's so fun on there. It's so fun.
Yeah, because they're allowed to just go out there and have like a 10-minute match, but they're allowed to have fun and joke around and stuff. Like that's what makes. I think that's in a way kind of what makes wrestling fun when you let them when it's not so strict and conservative. When you let them go out there and have fun, and that's something.
There's so much content out there. There's no way Vince wants to do every single thing out there. And what he doesn't do, you can tell because the wrestlers are free and they're having fun, and you can see them like snide laughing with each other. Yeah.
And I mean, but WWE apparently they listen to their fans. Bullshit. But they listen to their fans. Remember, that's what Stephanie said.
Yeah, and then the fans came back and said, Roman says hi.
I mean, you can go through a whole list of when WWE doesn't listen to their fans. I mean, you go to the famous brass ring, thing where they say, "Oh, all you gotta do is get over with the fans." But when people like Bad News Barrett, people like Rusev, people like Damian Sandow, people like Zack Ryder did that instead of capitalizing their popularity, you did everything to do to kill their momentum. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Well, but they listen to their fans though. If WWE just really like, for example, I love this Becky Lynch. I love the anti-hero Becky Lynch. Stone Cold Becky Lynch, as people call her, because she's my favorite. She was my favorite anyway. But they just gave her this new attitude. But this is what makes you not listen to the fans. You have Becky, who everyone loves, everyone's cheering, but you keep trying to do your best to make her a heel when she obviously should be an anti-hero at best, at the worst. But you have Charlotte, who everyone's booing, and yet you're trying to make her a sympathetic babyface. Like, why should we feel sympathy for Charlotte again? I mean, when I look at both situations, you have Becky, who had to fight her way through the entire SmackDown Women's roster to get that shot. Charlotte comes back after 2 months off from breast surgery, and she gets one match against Carmella, and she gets that shot and wins the title under Becky's nose. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for Charlotte. And after this woman has held how many titles when Becky hadn't held a title since in almost 2 years? But Charlotte's the one I'm supposed to feel sorry for. Get out of here with that. I mean, but Road Dogg says pick a side. Okay, we pick a side. Then why on Sunday night were you trying to still get sympathy on Charlotte when it won't work? The crowd is not gonna, feel sorry for Charlotte because we're on Becky's side completely.
Yeah, I was just going to say that in regards to Wade Barrett, I'm always going to say and speak that he should have became the WWE champion where he was part of the leading Nexus, like the with John Cena.
I personally think he should have been. I didn't really care for the Nexus that much, but then I was a little kid at the time. But Bad News Barrett was something I actually really liked because he showed up like not saying he didn't have personality, but when he started doing the Bad News Barrett gimmick, that's when Wade really showed his true personality, and he could always work in the ring. So you have someone who's old with the fans, but instead of running with that and maybe making a legit main event guy or at least a good mid-carder, you do what you can to take away that momentum. That makes no sense to me. But then again, like I said, there's a lot of people that we do that to. And I always look at Zack Ryder because remember when he was, how popular he was. Like I remember being at TLC when he won the U.S. title. And he was selling, he was selling merchandise. Why you give him? Here's what you're supposed to do: give him the title, and you just let him have a nice run. I'm not saying he has to be a main eventer, but you give him a nice run with the title, and you just let the merchandise money roll in. Same thing they should have did with Rusev at the beginning of this year when Rusev Day was at his most popular. This isn't. I'm not just saying this because these are people I like. I'm saying it's because this is smart business. You're supposed to want to make money. Then why not run with the guys who are making money?
They honestly make their money off watch hours. It doesn't matter what they put on. It's all about watching. And when you watch, that's all that matters to them. Crowd response is like almost nothing to them. So they don't really care anymore. It used to be about crowd responses and crowd reactions, but now it's about watch hours. And as long as you watch, that's all they care about.
See, that be whenever they make a lot of money, that's when it's not going good right now. Let's be honest. WWE is making more money than they know what to do with. You have the Saudi Arabia show, you have a show in Australia, you have the network subscriptions that are up. Even though Raw's getting terrible viewing, you're still getting the revenue from Raw and SmackDown. You're making a lot of money, but yet you're doing it at detriment and cost of a good show. Like, I mean, people always get on me for because you find Raw boring every week. Well, what's interesting about seeing Roman Reigns and the Shield get neutered again? I mean, Rollins, for example, Rollins when he won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, when he was doing the open challenges every week and he was actually defending the title, I loved that. I mean, I didn't really like Raw back then, but at least that gave me something to like. Now, when you give him the title again, you have him, you all you do is put him with Roman, and eventually they're gonna put the tag team titles on him and Dean. And then you get the Shield, all the male titles. That's just not. That's gonna make people turn on the Shield and Rollins and Ambrose too. Like that's supposed to be interesting.
And one of the things actually, I was just looking here at rumors. Nia Jax trying to have a match for the Evolution. So maybe something of a card subject to change from what we saw for the rumored card for Evolution. But actually, Family Warfare, Nia Jax against Tamina Snuka is what she wants to get for the show.
Speaking of Jax, how was Total Divas season premiere episode season 8 episode 1?
I don't watch this shit.
Better storylines than on Raw. I'll say that for damn sure.
But yeah, that's sad. But like I said before, I've said this a lot of times. I feel like if you're trying to push this agenda of how great women's wrestling is, we're past the Divas era, but you're still running Total Divas, that goes against everything you're supposed to be fighting for. I mean, Grant, I haven't watched Total Divas in almost, what? We're going to season 8. I think I stopped watching it at the beginning of 2015 when I just didn't care anymore.
Yeah, it's entertainment. That's all I look at it for. It's entertainment. Whenever I watch Total Divas, whenever they go into their personal lives with their family or their dogs or whatever, I skip that shit there. I go right to the behind the scenes wrestling stuff there, looking at Mark Carano and the creative team there and the fan access stuff there. The WWE experience. That's what I look at on the Total Divas.
Man.
And when the girls get crazy, I watch that too. Yeah, the bikini stuff, I watch that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I got Twitter accounts that I can see that for without watching the show. But here's what I always say is this, and this when the show first started, and really till when I stopped watching it. Isn't it said that the only things I found enjoyable about Total Divas was John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Jimmy Uso?
Yeah.
Like, what does that say when I'm not watching Total Divas for the Divas? I'm watching it because, well, for one, they're two of the guys that are two of my favorite guys on the roster, and you got Jimmy Uso. Like, what does that say? Like, I don't care enough about the women to watch the show. I only watch it for the guys they're with. And I'm not trying to be misogynistic or anything, but the show just reality TV show just doesn't appeal to me anyway. And it's I say that you got Miz and Mrs., which is actually very entertaining.
Yeah, that I never really sat down and watched the whole episode on.
And it's sad because take it from me, someone who doesn't like reality TV show, Miz and Mrs. is 1 billion times better than Total Divas or Total Bellas ever was.
It is pretty dang good. I did get my package in the mail from them or from the network actually officially because I did have that tweet during their finale a couple hours after it finished of loving it, and they sent me a DM, so I got they just got me a coffee mug, but still it's still nice. But anyways, speaking of the Miz and Daniel Bryan, I guess in his own right, Daniel Bryan versus the Miz will be at Super Showdown. Winner will be facing the WWE Champion, Samoa Joe or AJ Styles, who comes out of that hot mess. Super Showdown its own right. So if you were booking it, who would you have win this match and be the new number 1 contender for the WWE title?
When does the game come out?
I think it's out. Wait, no, it's not out yet. Is it next month? If I'm not mistaken.
So if it's after that game comes out, then Samoa Joe wins.
I actually think Joe's gonna win in Australia because let's be honest, if you don't get a title to Joe eventually, he's gonna run to Shinsuke Nakamura territory where he just can't get it done. I mean, and as opposed to with Miz, you said Miz and Daniel. I think WWE kind of screwed up giving Miz 2 wins. I think Daniel should have gotten a win at Hell in a Cell. Hell, you didn't even have Miz get pinned. You could have Brie pin Maurice. But, I mean, yeah, granted, Maurice pinned Brie, but still, if I would have Miz win, honestly, and then have, him get the title. But at the same time, it's like, can you really give Daniel a third loss to the Miz? Like, you can't, I mean, and I don't know if I want another draw because you just had one at Hell in a Cell with the WWE title. You can't keep doing draws all the time. And hell, you had one in the main event of Hell in a Cell. I mean, both world title matches Hell in a Cell ended in no contest. I mean, you had one in a no contest, the other one ended in a dusty finish. So I think you got to give Miz and Bryan some sort of clean, decisive finish in Australia. And I'm gonna be honest, even though I don't think he should get 3, I'm going with the Miz to win that one, and I'm going with Joe to win the title. Because remember, Joe and AJ are facing each other again at SmackDown 1000. Oh yeah, that's another big show you got coming up.
SmackDown 1K, yeah. So many damn shows, man. It's like 4 or 5. So many damn shows in like 2 months, man. Sheesh. It's too damn much. Like when does it get to the point where people stop caring? It's too much. It's too damn much.
And it's like you have to find a way to build up every show, but you're not building. And like you're not building up the all of them. You like I said before, you have 5 big shows coming up. 2 are glorified house shows. And then if Starrcade is supposed to be a big house show too, that's 6. So
Steve, what do you think about all this stuff, man? You think there's too much or too little of these damn special events? Well, what do you think, man?
I think there's too much, and I think it's too much of having them in the times that they're having them so close together. Meaning, I don't have an issue with the amount they have in total, but I think they should have planned of when to have them to air or when they're going to be there for shows. Meaning of having all of these being so close in 2 months span here specifically would have been better and best for business. To have them sporadically throughout the calendar year, WWE year, whatever year you're going by, to then have it at certain times in that way. So at least for me, that's where I have it. I don't have the issue of all the events being, happening, but I do have an issue with them all being concluded and concluded all in this short time. Also, I wanted to add, I did look it up. October 5th is early release, and then official release is October 9th for the game.
When does the pay-per-view happen?
Super Showdown?
Yeah. Yeah, that date.
Let me.
I thought that was the 9th.
Wow. Let me see. I gotta give a damn about this show. WWE Super Showdown. October 6th.
What? Oh no. We definitely got a new champion now. He was already out.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Well, the early release is out on the 5th, and then official is the 9th, but I know what you mean, yeah.
Here's the thing. You got, SmackDown 1000 coming up. And the way I'm excited for it, because it is a huge milestone. And I remember Raw 1000. That was actually a great show. I love that show. But then I remember what the 25th anniversary of Raw was this year. And I remember how much I hated that show. So, I don't think it's going to be a 3-hour special. It's only going to be 2 hours. And remember, SmackDown had its 900th episode 2 years ago, and I don't remember much that happened. There wasn't nothing big about it. In order for the show to be big, you had to treat it like, you can't just say, and Vince, that, SmackDown's a B show, so we shouldn't give effort to this 1000th episode. That amount of effort you put in the Raw 1000 showed, because that was a damn good show when it didn't have a lot of wrestling. It had a lot of fun segments. And SmackDown, here's what I'm doing. I'm getting, for one, I'm bringing the fist back, for God's sake. It's one show. Bring the fist. Give us the fist for one night. No homo. Pause. But you gotta bring the big fist back for the SmackDown set. I would love that. You gotta bring back the people that, like, for example, people ask me, like, who are the people that make SmackDown what it is? I think you got Batista, Edge, Undertaker. I bring back Cena. I'd have a lot of videos of Eddie Guerrero.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rey Mysterio just resigned. Have Rey Mysterio there. You gotta do what you can to make this a big show, because the way I see it, when it comes to big episodes, I think of either two: Raw 1000, which is great, or Raw 25, which is crap. And given how little effort WWE puts into certain shows. I mean, look at Raw 25. That show was all over the place, but not in a good way. And when the only good thing from that show was the opening segment with Vince and Stone Cold, what does that say? Like, hell, I mean, even though they're not going to be able to do it, I wouldn't mind having The Rock come back for SmackDown 1000. But I'm not that lucky.
How on earth do you get Batista to come back to SmackDown when they don't have Pyro anymore? And he was all about the Pyro entrance.
And that's the thing. Bring back Pyro for this one night. I mean, you can give it to you can give it to a Saudi Arabia show. It doesn't mean anything, but you can't give it to the big milestone of a 1000 SmackDown episode. No, I think for one night you can give us some Pyro. Again, I mean, Super Showdown and Crown Jewel's gonna have Pyro.
It shows right there that it's all about the money. You put up all that money, you can have the power back. But for the fans, weekly, nah, fuck them. The thing that used to differentiate Raw and SmackDown versus the Indies was their super high production value of being able to afford like lights and streamers and pyro and effects there on a weekly basis, which the Indies couldn't do. Now the Indies are adding that to the repertoire, which Raw is ignoring. So the Indies are looking more big time, and Raw's like, wait, so I'm watching to see these crappy storylines about sisters dressed in drag? Yeah, I care. Indy on a magic carpet? Oh yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, you have, and then the things that are interesting, you ruin it. I mean, and I always go back to this. Kevin Owens, when he had that angle when he quit after that amazing match for Rollins, I'm thinking, finally, okay, they're doing something interesting with Owens. No, screw that. They bring him back the next week in the middle of a shitty segment between Mahal and Owens. And Lashley, and then you have Owens attack Lashley. Like, why would you do that? Owens should have been gone till at least at Hell in a Cell. Then he wasn't even on Hell in a Cell.
That reminds me. Only on Mixed Match Challenge you're gonna hear this. Remember how Owens came out there and helped Braun Strowman beat up the Shield?
Yep.
When Owens and them were supposed to be beefing. Was that ever really explained why?
You know what? And I think JD said the same thing. Like, this is a guy who pretty much made your life a living hell and threw you off a ladder, threw you off a steel cage, put you in a porta potty and threw it off a stage, and then squashed you at SummerSlam in under 2 minutes, and now you're helping him? Like,
check this out. On Mixed Match Challenge, they addressed that in the middle of the ring, and you can hear them clear as day. I helped you beat up the Shield, and Braun Strowman says, I didn't need your help. Watch it. They address it on Mixed Match Challenge. That's the only way you're going to hear continuation of that. Only there.
I don't get it. Why? Like, I mean, I honestly think WWE creative thinks we're stupid, and we won't think about this type of stuff. I mean, you look at someone like me. I don't roll over easily. I'm not just gonna say, oh well, that was our. No, I'm not gonna say that. You go through a 3-month feud of Owens destroying. Of Strowman destroying Owens, and now Owens just helps him without any reason, and I don't get it. I mean, you look at Hell in a Cell, for instance. So many big stars were off that show. It's not even funny. I mean, Owens alone wasn't there on it. Balor wasn't. I mean, what the hell are they doing with Balor anyway? Balor wasn't on it. Sasha Bailey and Ember Ruby, Asuka, and Naomi weren't on it. Like, Shinsuke Nakamura, the U.S. champion, wasn't on it. What the hell are they doing with Nakamura?
Well, at least he's not low blowing people every week. At least there's that.
Yeah, but
no speaking English was passed on to Asuka, so there you go.
And they fucked her over. And I'm just saying, like, look at Shinsuke when he first won the U.S. title. When he had that promo and he said, "God bless America," I laughed like a maniac. I thought that was hilarious. And I thought that, and now I'm like, what are they gonna do with him? And I mean, that's the thing I'm wondering. Like, what can you possibly do with Shinsuke Nakamura now? There's no baby faces to challenge him because the only 2 real baby faces on SmackDown are AJ and Daniel, and they're both in their own feuds.
Nakamura was such a good face, and those idiots decided to turn him heel and have him low blow every single week there, and he doesn't do anything heel except for the low blow things.
His promo work is kind of heelish with Renee Young. I admit that was kind of funny when he what did he say?
He had his moments, but like sporadically over 6 months since WrestleMania, and it's just like it's all forgotten essentially because he's done nothing with the U.S. Championship. A real heel is someone like Orton, who you fear every time he appears on screen.
I mean, you look at hell. I mean, just look at him on Tuesday. He was only in a minute backstage segment when he said, "I'm going to look for my next victim." That terrified the hell out of me. Like, oh my god, what the hell is he going to do now? You stick a screwdriver in a man's earlobe and twist it. Yeah, I'm scared of you right now. I mean, even though I've heard that all that's dead skin, so Hardy wasn't really in pain. But
what Orton did in that segment was scarier than anything, and back me, anything Bray Wyatt ever did. That one thing he did.
Very true.
He literally snuck into that guy's place of business, put his hands all over his face, and said, "You know who I am?" I'm like, dude, you know where these hands have been?
Oh, God, I saw that coming.
They're not going to say that. They're not going to say that.
They're not going to let that. I mean, if they had said that, I'd have laughed. But
he smoothed his face over, like rubbing his shin. You know where these hands have been? You know where they've been? And then the AD's like, I do, sir.
It's your first day? Well, it's your first day on the job, huh?
Rubbing the shoulders.
But no,
godlike.
But in all seriousness, though, the only best heels in WWE are Randy Orton, Tommaso Ciampa, Samoa Joe, and The Miz. Those are the 4 best heels in WWE to me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to be a good heel to me, you have to. I mean, nowadays it's hard to be a heel because you're gonna get cheered mostly. To be a good heel, you have to do things that's gonna make me really hate you or fear you. And when I look at, I can't you look at Tommaso Ciampa, the stuff he did. Yes, I mean, yes, that worked. Miz, I don't think I need to even bring that. I mean, just look at what he did Tuesday. Tried to use his wife to attack Daniel, and Daniel.
Steve, go to my Clackman channel and look at Bully Ray's heel promo from this week's Ring of Honor. I want you to know what a real heel looks like. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, while me and Kyron are talking, look what a real heel looks like. Yeah, there you go.
I'm always gonna be upset that, especially when I saw what Bully Ray was in TNA, that WWE did not what's I'm looking for ever do Bully Ray.
Not even for a second they give him a Bully Ray chance. Not even for a second. We can't have that kind of negativity on our show. And then they have this Orton stuff. I'm like, are you serious?
But to be fair, I mean, they didn't give Woken Matt Hardy a real chance.
At all. They even apologized before the segment even started. I was like, really? Really what? Really? Like, that was insulting to all the effort that those guys put into that thing. We apologized before you went to see? Fuck you.
That line Cole said, that was clearly from Vince.
Yeah, that was clearly from Vince, yeah. Because he doesn't get it. He doesn't get Leo Rush's hairstyle. They cut up his blonde locks.
I'll be honest, when Leo Rush was evading Kevin Owens in Elias and hit that backflip, that was hilarious. But
yeah, that was too damn good. Yeah.
Here's something I'm going to admit. When I saw the Final Deletion the first time when it aired in 2016, I didn't like it because I didn't get it at first. I didn't understand what Broken Matt Hardy was. I mean, because I wasn't watching TNA, so I just hear about this Final Deletion between Matt and Jeff. I'm like, wait, what's going on? And I sit there and watch. I'm like, what the hell am I watching? This is stupid. Now when I understand the character and go back, I'm like, yeah, it's stupid. But it's a good type of stupid to the point where it's entertaining. Even though the Bray Wyatt Matt Hardy thing wasn't bad, it didn't go as far as it could have gone. Like, you had some fireworks and you saw Vanguard 1, but you could have gave us so much more that we didn't get.
They kept having him laugh like ha 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 thing every single week there, and expected us to connect with the character.
Exactly.
That's your big idea for Broken Matt Hardy, is having him laugh like every single week.
I mean,
that's WWE creative right there. That's it.
Imagine they brought back the Kangaroo. Imagine seeing Bray Wyatt versus the Kangaroo. Like, that wouldn't have been great.
Oh my God, yeah. The leader of Worlds versus a Kangaroo from the islands. Oh, that would be great.
That would have been hilarious. And then you had him going to a feud with the B team, which did nothing for them. And I'm like, even though I didn't get Broken Matt at first, as it went on, I understood what the character was supposed to be. And I felt like WWE just didn't give Matt the creative control he needed to make it what it was. If WWE had given Matt the complete creative control like he should have had, guarantee you, Woke and Matt Hardy have been good. But let's be honest, when the Hardy Boys first came back, and when like if they do the Woke and a broken gimmick, whatever, it's not gonna be as good as it was in 2016 because they just won't go all in on it, and they won't let Matt do what he did. And it's true to my word, we got one final deletion segment. What they call it? What they call it? The ultimate deletion or whatever. We got one of those. Why not have help? Why not have the B team go there? I mean, at least it's been interesting. That's my.
Yeah, they weren't a thing at the time.
I mean, after the fact. I mean, when they started feuding with Bray and Matt. I mean, I'm one of those people who thought the B team impersonating Bray and Matt was not funny. Bo Dallas pretending to be his brother was pretty good, but I just got to the point where I don't care. They can give the B team one of the worst theme musics in history. I mean, this thing should go down there with American males and for terrible wrestling things.
Oh my god. Yeah, that it proves like there when oh shit, yo, your boy Steve is over there. He's spazzing out over the heel stuff. He's spazzing out over there.
Good stuff.
Yo. Yeah. Bully Ray don't play around, man. Can't get people. Oh, you want to fight me? You want to fight me? Fuck your nuts. There you go. Low blow that shit. Hold that.
I'll tell you some good Bully Ray stuff was when TNA's doing the Ace and Ace thing. And I'll be honest, Ace and Ace what got me back into watching TNA for a little while. And remember, he outed himself as a leader. That was a good swerve. And I'm looking at him. He's a world champion. He's a main event heel. Like, I didn't know like Bubba Ray could do this type of good work. Like, why can't WWE get that? And when the Hardy Boys came back, I wanted to see Bully Ray, but I knew we weren't going to get it. And as soon as he leaves WWE, he's in WCPW and on the independent scene doing the Bully Ray gimmick. And it's like I always say, unless WWE creates you, they don't care. I mean, they don't care. That's why I get nervous whenever someone from NXT comes up. And even I don't watch the independent scene or even New Japan, I'm gonna be nervous if eventually anyone from New Japan signs there because I know they're not gonna be treated right, especially Japanese stars. I mean, here's the one thing I always say. Oh, people tell me like, oh, Shinsuke Nakamura can be the first Japanese WWE champion. First off, we never had a black WWE champion, so we're not gonna have a. We're not gonna have it. You said what?
Steve, check your Twitter DM. I gave you a link to the hot announcer that was replaced. Yeah, there you go. Ooh. Oh, you see her?
You talking to me or Steve?
Steve, yeah.
No, I have to jump over there. I was on my personal account, so I gotta log out, log in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wanted them to see some like the hot Impact announcer that was replaced, I guess, by the brunette one. She's cute too, but Steve's in the blondes, so like. Like he's gonna give Impact a chance now. It's all cool, but he's like the announcer girl. She's not blonde. I can't like her. Yada 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 yada.
I didn't say that. I just said I would have preferred the other one. I mean, she seems cool. She does whatever her job, I guess. But
yeah. That's why Renee Young gets the big push. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest about Renee. I mean, she's been decent so far. I mean, granted, at times she sounds good. Other times she still sounds nervous. I do like when she just goes back against Gray because let's be honest, other than before Renee, no one really else called Gray's on his BS on the announce table other than Renee. So I'm glad like she does that and she does has a sound like she has passion for it, but she still has improvement to do. And that's not a knock against her. It's just how it is. You're not going to be perfect from the start.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Give her a little bit more time to get used to the chemistry between those two. Ooh. Yeah, wrestling takes a little bit to get into. Oh shit, the chat's going crazy. Oh, damn. Welcome back. Everywhere in the comments. Sheesh.
You said what?
Speaking of the main event, my guest at this time, El Tejano, who will face the world champion Austin Aries, later on tonight. El Tejano, how confident are you going into this match?
All right, she's all right.
Oh, she's all right. Okay, there we go. She's just all right. Okay.
Hey, no. We're starting off there. But she's
Okay.
doing all right.
So, what do you think about her in a bikini right here?
Hmm.
Steve. Yeah. Are you okay over there, buddy?
I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were drooling or something like that. There we go.
Nope, just observing.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Well, that's what I'm literally doing, looking at a picture, observing.
Yeah. Yeah. Observing. Yeah.
Literal definition.
Yeah. Observing. Yeah, observing real hard. I see. Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah.
any feature. I see what I need to see.
I mean, like, like when the wrestlers are around her. Yeah. It's different. Yeah. Maybe she was on a sabbatical. Maybe she got pregnant. Got to take a break.
I don't know.
But yeah, like my top shows this week are I didn't see all of Impact yet there, but it was good as usual. But yeah, I would probably say Lucha Underground was really good this week. I saw Lucha Underground. That was overall probably the best show this week. Because from beginning to end, there was a lot of controversy with storylines. And last week, Phoenix was about to like literally like shove this girl down because he changed after coming back from death. And she wanted to know what his new look was all about, and he wouldn't say anything to her. He just like grabbed her and then pushed her away. Then the other guy came in there, kind of like got into it there. But this week, he came back, and this time he put his hands on her, but didn't shove her away. Then some guy came in between them, and then Phoenix beat that guy up there. And then that guy who tried to defend Melissa Santos, turns out he's the Gift of the Gods champion, aka the Money in the Bank kind of thing. And the owner of the company said that the old rule was you have to give a week's notice to defend your championship, but not anymore. Your match starts right now, or you're stripped to that title. So that's the beginning part of the episode. The entire thing was all about the Gift of God championship. The entire thing. I was like, wow. So yeah, that was probably the best overall one this week. There, Ring of Honor set up a match between Jay Lethal and Will Ospreay for the next pay per view, and I'm like, oh shit, because Jay Lethal said, I'm not just going to give an open challenge to the Ring of Honor locker room. Any locker room is welcome to challenge me. And then you see his kanji symbol, Sky King, on the screen there, and I know exactly who that is. And I'm like, oh, this is guaranteed to be good. Like this is money all over the damn screen. It's essentially like AJ Styles versus Ricochet. It's like that kind of level of like holy shit. Like you would never expect it to happen, and like those two competitors, like it's that level. Like that's coming next pay per view. Okay, and the women's champion is going to be fighting against Tennille Dashwood, aka Emma, for that title. That's going to be good too. Sabin versus Martinez. That's going to be another good match because Sabin's not backing down from the Demon Monster, so that should be good too. So the next pay per view for Ring of Honor is going to be good. Impact into Mexico, like that's good there. New set design, new people, that's good. And Raw, the SmackDown, same set there. No matter where you are, it looks the same, always the same. And next couple of weeks they're gonna be exactly boring, exactly. Carter, you got it right. And
at least SmackDown is a little entertaining with Becky and Charlotte and AJ and Joe, but Raw I couldn't care less about.
The best part of SmackDown was the Iconics dancing. That was the best part. Hell yeah!
I mean, I'm not even gonna. I don't even know. Here's a question. Do you think after their contracts are over that you can see Nakamura and Asuka back in New Japan?
I can absolutely see that.
I definitely see. I at least see Nakamura back because he looks completely disinterested in what he's doing. And when you look at what they've done with Asuka on the main roster, I could definitely see them both back in New Japan.
Daniel Bryan and Miz should be separated for a while and have Daniel Bryan have a feud with Nakamura right now. Just
We're not.
have a break. Have a break.
JB, we're not that lucky though. We're not. I mean, I stand by the fact that coming out of WrestleMania, they both should have been champions.
I'll
Even
be right
though
back.
you said
Okay.
what?
You'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
As I was saying, I think coming out of WrestleMania, they both should have been champions. But the fact that neither one of them got a title on the main under a world the world or women's title on the main roster yet, I think it creatively really screwed up.
Definitely, I agree there. But also, I guess moving the things along with this whole crown jewel and such like that, and already the main event being there. How do you see the rest of the card folding out? And do you think this crown jewel show will be as good or as bad, or as however you saw with their first show there in Saudi Arabia with the Greatest Royal Rumble?
I don't really know. I'm disappointed in Crown Jewel because I don't want to see Shawn Michaels wrestle again already. So I'm already disappointed with Crown Jewel
He
about
might
that.
wrestle twice, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not happy about. I don't want to see that. But if I'm being honest, I mean the first Saudi Arabia show didn't really wow me. I mean coming out honestly, other than Titus O'Neil's epic slide under the ring, I remember nothing about that show. So what would I care if they go back to Saudi Arabia when they're only doing it for the money anyway? I mean, like I said before, Titus O'Neil falling in the ring was literally one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. But what does that say about the show? And the most memorable thing about it was a botch.
Right. Yeah, that one's going to be relived forever more than the picture or showing of Braun Strowman winning the thing with the trophy there with and the title belt and whatnot for winning the greatest Royal Rumble ever there.
Oh my God, the Browns actually won a game.
Yeah, I just saw that on Twitter. I was congratulating Jay, the host over at the other wrestling show I'm part of. He's a Browns fan, lifelonger. So I sent congrats over to him. His team got a win, beat the Jets. It makes sense for it to be the Jets.
And I'm a Ravens fan, so I don't like the Browns anyway. But I pity them so much. I was hoping they would get a win this year. I mean, in 2 seasons you win 1 game. I pity them, but I don't like the Browns as a Ravens fan. But I'm glad they got a win. At least it wasn't us. So.
And just think of it as, hey, yeah, it's the Jets. But even beyond that, it wasn't even Tyrod Taylor getting the W. It was Baker Mayfield. So, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Baker show his time to take over there. I'm trying to think of any other actual news or anything regarding wrestling to bring up here. Can't really think of anything else here. We pretty much talked about most things. Raw, SmackDown. Gave our thoughts on Hell in a Cell. The one thing that I know people were talking about was the Hell in a Cell being actually colored red. I know people had thoughts and opinions on that, but I didn't really hear too much. Just, was hoping for a good show, and I thought Hell in a Cell was okay and fine to me. I'll wait for Clackman to get back if he has any other things he wanted to discuss, but at least for me here, not too much else to bring up. But he's right. I am trying to watch more of Impact and trying to watch more of other things and really letting my guard down on my feelings I have in the last couple of weeks with WWE. I still am positive, be the positive beacon of light here, but kind of getting fed up with how things have gone, particularly with Raw and with some storylines and some superstars. But I am hopeful, like with Bobby Roode and a heel turn, and hopefully that being something. But beyond that, we'll see how things how the needle moves moving forward.
Bobby Roode's heel turn will mean absolutely nothing.
Exactly. I was gonna say the same thing. I mean, you wasted so long, and now you're playing with Chad Gable. Like I said, if Chad Gable even old enough as a babyface for a heel turn to really have that impact, I say no. And Steve, you were talking about earlier, like the Hell in a Cell like design. I'll be honest, I didn't care for it. But the problem is I couldn't really see anything through when they filmed anything from the outside of the cell through the actual steel. I couldn't see anything. And this is one of those instances of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They only changed the color because Vince realized that the match was over 20 years old. So just like with WrestleMania, he take the number away, he got to change something that didn't need to be changed.
No, like it should have been changed because the theme of Hell in a Cell is hell and hell is red. Therefore, the cell should be red. That should have been the reason all along.
Yeah, but
Anniversary.
That's not why they did it.
No, they did it because we need to change something, so make it raw red.
Oh man.
Make it the color of the Universal title.
Oh god. Oh man. I mean, unless you're on steel cage match, has been around for decades. You don't. I mean, why don't you change that to a color they use? How about a green steel cage? I don't know.
I think the steel cage is blue and Hell in a Cell's red. I'm surprised
Yeah.
it's not a preview called Steel Cage.
Don't give them any idea. I mean, TNA had something like that called Lockdown, and that actually worked.
Yeah, the whole thing's all cells. Yeah, the whole thing's all cells. Do they still have that for Impact now? I think they do. It's like the beginning of the year.
I don't even watch it anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, once AJ left, that's when I really stopped watching Impact.
Yeah, that's your fault. Anyway, so yeah, Undertaker's back there. He mumbled a few words. He said that Kane's gonna be back by his side. I'm like, okay, why'd you come back here? Because John Cena was calling out for like damn near 2 months, did nothing, and now you're like here like almost every week there. Come on.
And am I the only one that thought the Undertaker's promo wasn't good Monday night? Like, I'm gonna say it. His promo was not good.
It wasn't. His promo versus Shawn Michaels. His best speech is very short, simple sentences to the point, not long, drawn out speeches.
I mean, to be fair, that's how the Undertaker's always been, though.
Yeah, he comes out there, makes a good rebuttal that you remember, and then he leaves. And like doing solo promos is not his thing.
I mean,
not Triple H.
Yeah, like you said, it's night and day. You look at his segment with Shawn, that was amazing. But who did most of the talking? Shawn did.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love that. It's the only good thing of that episode of Raw. I love the Undertaker, but Undertaker's never been the strongest with promos. That's something no one ever brings up. But his character's aura is so great, he didn't really need to be. But you can't go out there and have him talk for 10 minutes because it just doesn't work.
What do you think of Shawn Michaels coming back out of retirement because of money?
I hate it. I hate everything about it. I mean, for years, the one person always said to stay retired was Shawn Michaels. His send-off was perfect. Like, why do it? Why? I mean, I'm upset about it because for years, the only person I ever thought I had faith in to stay retired was Shawn. And he could come back and wrestle. I mean, like I said, when you look at his send-off, it was absolutely perfect. Why change it? Why
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? That I think Hulk Hogan came back around the same time as the Greatest Royal Rumble, maybe a few months later or whatever. But I heard that the Saudi Arabian people and all their rich oil tycoons and princes and whatever, they're really nostalgic for the golden era WWE. And isn't Hogan the golden era standard boy for that company when they won him back?
Yep.
So why hasn't Hogan come back yet, officially?
Because everyone knows that it's going to be divisive either way. I mean, it's divisive in the locker room when it happened. You know it's going to be divisive anyway. I mean, what he said has nothing to do with anything. I never liked Hogan to begin with. And like I said, I've forgiven him for what he said, but I don't think he was sorry about it. So I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I forgave him for what he said, but I don't think he's sorry about it.
Yeah. When you start your speech by saying, "I'm sorry I got caught," I don't think that was the point, buddy.
See, that's the problem with a lot of people who, when they say they're sorry, they're like, are you sorry you got caught, or you're sorry because of what you said?
Right. I would be surprised if they're holding up with Hogan to have him as a host for a big show, like, I don't know, WrestleMania.
I mean, I'm not one.
Do that again.
I'm not one of them idiots. I'm not gonna call them idiots because they make good points. They think WWE is racist, even though they've never had a black WWE champion or a Japanese WWE champion. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how Bobby Lashley can't get that one match against Brock Lesnar the entire time. They've given him Roman like 16 billion times already. And you have Leo Rush with Bobby Lashley. That's racist right there in itself. You got New Day delivering pancakes. You got Lashley saying "my man." You got R-Truth saying "what's up." You got the Japanese people saying Asuka and Nakamura saying "no speak English." I'm like, come on.
Wait, Asuka said that too?
Yeah, she said it in her own way. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. I sorry.
Thank God I didn't see that. I'd have probably threw something at TV. Um, I mean, you look at, like I said before, you look at the history of wrestling. Yes, a lot of race stuff has happened. I mean, you can't go more than WrestleMania 19 when the
It's
Triple H
so
and Booker T storyline, and you didn't have Booker T win, which still pisses me off. You had Vince say the N word on at Survivor Series, which didn't make me angry. I laughed at it because it was meant to be taken as a joke. But that's beyond it. But still.
Speaking of the N word, do you think they're going to allow the M word back on TV? And by M, I mean manager. They're having a whole bunch of managers come about in the company. They're not advocates. They're not like seconds. Managers. Zelina Vega is the manager. You got Leah Rush, the manager of Bobby Lashley. You have Drake Maverick, the manager of the AOP. Do you think the era of the managers is coming back, or do you think it's just like some short little stint there until Royal Rumble or whatever, and then it's going to die?
Oh, this is just short because you book Lashley and AOP to shit to the point where you put someone with him because you don't care. No one cares about him. To be fair, the same thing happened with Andrade in NXT. Difference is once they put Zelina with him, they actually started doing stuff with him, and he ended up winning the title and having one of the greatest matches I've ever seen against Gargano. And not and we also got to take account of Zelina. It's perfect with Andrade because see the key to a good match. Yes, they have to cover up your weaknesses. What's Andrade's biggest weakness? Doesn't have no fluid English. So you have Zelina who can speak English fluently and speak Spanish, so she can talk on a mic. She can wrestle herself a little bit, and she's fine as hell.
It's a
So
it's a simple fix that they should have been doing for years now. You simply have the manager do all the talking, and then the talent who can't speak English, they say a couple of words every like a catchphrase every single time, like Bonsai with Yokozuna back in the day. Bonsai, even though the guy himself could actually speak English, but they did it that way. Bonsai, that's all he said was bonsai. And that's all you need to do. Say a couple of words there, and then like the manager of Asuka or whatever, manager of Asuka says that Asuka has informed me that at the next pay-per-view, she's not only going to kick your head up your shoulders, but she's going to spit down your neck. And then Asuka agrees, like, yep, just shakes her head and nods her head up and down. And then, she also has one more thing to say. Pass the microphone to her. Charlotte is not ready for Asuka. Yeah, the catchphrase. That's it. Yeah, keep doing that thing every single week there, and it gets over. Don't have someone speak who can't speak. Like WWE just doesn't care. They don't care. They're like, wait. Can CN speak English? I don't know. I don't care. Just put them out there.
And like you look at like for example, and even if you have someone who can't speak English very well, the last thing you do is give him a live mic for a long time. Like with Shinsuke Nakamura when he first came up, when he had that feud with Ziggler, you can't let the man speak on the mic that long. It won't work. If you're gonna have Shinsuke speak English for more than a minute, you do it backstage. You don't do it in front of the live crowd.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's funny now he's a heel. They're getting it right, but when he was a babyface, they couldn't. My throat's starting to hurt.
All right, get some water, man. All right. Yeah, it's just amazing. It baffles me how stupid that company is, man. It's like he can't speak. Well, let him speak. He can't wrestle. Let him wrestle. Roman Reigns, exactly.
I mean, I'm not gonna say Roman can't wrestle. No I'm not. I'm not the biggest Roman. I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns fan, but his biggest weakness is the fact that his promo ability, which I'll give him his credit, he hasn't been. He's a lot better than he was in 2015. But I mean, he'll still say the occasional stupid thing.
You think Roman deserves a 96 rating in fucking WWE 2K?
I mean, they're gonna give him a 99. I'm surprised they didn't give him a 99 anyway. I mean, who can he beat? He's beating everybody. I mean, you look at a long list of people that WWE have tried to use to get Roman over, and almost everyone was more like than he was. You look at it, you got The Rock, and they got The Rock, boo. Wow. You got The Rock, Daniel Bryan, Triple H, The Undertaker, the League of Nations, John Cena. Hell, remember when him and Sasha teamed that night on Raw to try to get him over? That didn't work either. You got the Shield. You do the Shield not once but twice to get the man over. Like when people say they do it for Roman, it's not because it's a joke.
That's not a catchphrase. That's reality. That's reality.
They do it for Roman. And now their plan is to have him face The Rock at WrestleMania. Get out of here with it. I'm not gonna watch that match if it happens.
Is Alexa Bliss's rating higher than all the women besides Rousey? Probably.
Hell, Rousey's not even 90 if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, like she's like DLC or whatever, right? Yeah, cash grab.
Listen, players might be close to each other.
I mean, I am to the point where WWE's gonna, book whoever they want, however they want.
When
I
the
know
heck is he
that.
going to be coming back? Like, when is Bray Wyatt coming back to act? I don't know if he's actually injured or not, or they just don't have anything.
Definitely not injured.
When did they ever have? They never had anything from Bray
I found
Wyatt.
yesterday. He's definitely not injured. He's definitely not
He's
injured.
fine. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
Creative has nothing for him. The usual thing. Which is
Yeah, I
fine.
mean,
Yeah.
they'll probably just put
That'll
him in
do
some
nothing.
random.
So they don't want to go back that route.
Yeah, they'll probably just put him in some random ass feud. That he'll eventually lose because he doesn't win feud. He's not allowed to win feud.
No, what they could do is pair him back up with Luke Harper, who he's not injured either, but they have nothing for him because the whole tag team situation with Eric Rowan. So put them back together and use some lame excuse why they're together, even though they're different brands. Just put them back together because that's the maximum you can do with them right now. There, have them cause chaos and panic, and yeah. So do something like that with them, or put them on NXT or something like that for now. Put them on NXT.
Hey, remember when Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber? Yeah, me neither. But in all seriousness, that Elimination Chamber Bray Wyatt won the title was such a great match. And it was the first truly great Elimination Chamber in so long. But yet, what did they do? He holds it for 7 weeks, loses to Randy Orton, one of the most boring anticlimactic WWE Championship WrestleMania matches.
Whenever someone surprising wins the championship, my first thought pattern is wait a month and see what they do with them.
I mean,
because if they can't last more than a month.
I mean, to be fair, you look at that.
It wasn't real. It was for a pop.
I mean, to be fair, you look at Sasha Banks. They won't let her have one single successful title defense. So
that shows you what they think of her right there. They put it with Sasha and Bayley, and no one remembers anything about them.
And yeah, but they make sure they remember they always remember to bring them up when they say that they helped that match started everything. They never build on it. That's the beauty of it. Which is why I think what JD said on the script the other day. Now they're of no use to them politically anymore because they have Ronda and the Bellas to the point where they don't use them anymore. I mean, there's a reason I call Charlotte and Alexa the Roman Reigns as a women's division. And that's not a knock. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just how it is. They both have 5 title reigns between them. I mean, 6, I believe, for Charlotte. And yet, half of them they didn't need or deserve. But you got Sasha who can't have one successful title defense. You got Ember who can't get screen time. Bayley whose title defense is so unmemorable that I barely remember it happened. But Alexa and Charlotte can hold the title for multiple months and not really do much with it.
Yeah, and Becky Lynch is the champion. Will it be for a long time? Will it be a short time? Will Charlotte just get the title back at Evolution?
That's true. Do you think Becky will be a transitional champion? Will she lose the belt within a month? That's the most important.
Everything. If they had the nerve to have Becky lose that title at Super Showdown, SmackDown 1000 Evolution, you want to rant. If you really want to rant, I'm gonna go Chainsaw Massacre on that show if they have the balls to do that. But to be fair, they might. Because I remember I was talking to someone who said they might, they could take the title off Becky because remember when Natalya turned heel, she was afraid she might get fired because she wasn't getting booed. Like they could take the title off Becky because she's not getting booed. 2 words, Roman Reigns. This is a guy. That's a guy they've been trying to get cheered for months. You said what?
I got a question for you guys. What'll happen first? Becky Lynch drops the title, or they give her actual heel theme music?
Drops the title.
She'll probably drop the title for the change of theme.
Too lazy over there. How many people in NXT and the Mae Young Classic have brand new music you've never heard before? And Becky can't get anything for her new persona? Are you serious?
I mean,
come on.
Like I said, I'm not someone who says Becky is 100% heel. I think she's more anti-hero. And I think an anti-hero can work.
Come on.
You said what?
Get a new theme song. Damn. Can't be coming out to whoa when you're all depressed and emo and stuff. You can't do that.
Another reason why we're not gonna. I mean, like I said before, they can do whatever the hell they want. They're not gonna get Becky booed, especially if you against Charlotte, who everyone looks at as overpushed. So you can keep doing that. I mean, think about it. Other than having her attack the fans one time, which failed because even Becky she didn't believe what she was saying. What have they really done to make Becky a heel? Nothing.
Yeah, I was on the other side of the fence, thinking that it was best to have Becky Lynch as the heel. I think she would do well as a heel, and so far, so good, at least in how she's being portrayed as one. It's just that the fans not going along with it, and her being a good heel, more so treating her because they're big fans of her, and let it ride. And see how she does. Now that she's the champion, right? She won the championship. She had that moment for Becky Lynch fans. It's a great moment for her, whether she holds it for 1 month or holds it for 1 year, however long her reign is. It's still going to be good in the eyes of the fans of her. So either way, her winning it at Hell in a Cell, where I would have rather her just win the title at Evolution, not Hell in a Cell, and every moment there. But beyond the point, still becoming the champion. Because now with her winning at Hell in a Cell, I think there's a greater risk or a greater chance, or whatever you want to call it, of Charlotte winning the title back at Evolution. So
see, because of WWE's infatuation with Charlotte, that's probably gonna happen. And I agree. She should have won the title at Evolution. And here's one thing that I only heard JD bring it up. I don't know if anyone else did. Did anyone Goldust tweet after Becky won something like, "Oh, let's see the Marks complain now." WWE gave that title to Becky because they didn't want the fans to complain anymore. But my whole thing is I don't think they have any intention of giving her an actual reign with it, and that's what I'm terrified of. I mean, they want Charlotte to have as many title reigns as her father, and then you have things, and then people say, "Oh, Becky's the clear heel." I mean, I don't see heel, I see anti-hero. But here's why fans aren't gonna boo Becky because for one, that's not a single thing Becky has done or said that isn't justified. And we feel the same way. I mean, as someone who has always been in their best friend shadow in a way, I would feel the same way Becky did about how she feels. And then the worst thing is, what's going to have the fans root for even more, is you can't have at Hell in a Cell fans taking away pro Becky signs and anti Charlotte signs. This is going to make the crowd cheer Becky even more, myself included. Like, how can you? It's just about freedom of speech, even though I mean I'm not gonna get anything about that. But that'd be talking about we listen to the fans, but yet you're taking away their sign supporting because they're not going along with your storyline. But yeah, Road Dogg tweets, just pick a side. Well, we picked a side. We're picking Becky's side, and instead of you accepting that we're not doing what you want, you're still gonna try to push the narrative, making Charlotte sympathetic babyface, which won't work because most people do not feel sorry for her, and I mean I'm one of them. I don't feel any sympathy for Charlotte. Almost, and I'm not saying it because Becky's my favorite female wrestler. I'm saying that because everything Becky has said or did, I felt like she's not wrong in saying. Yes, she fought for her. She had to fight harder than Charlotte ever did. Charlotte's always taking that spotlight. And she's always been in Charlotte's shadow. I'm supposed to boo her when she's 100% right? No, I'm not going to. And most of the crowd agrees. I mean, you can't have and then you have Becky go there and act like a complete badass every week. Like, that's not gonna have anyone boo her. Why is that? Because we love badass characters.
That seems more like a whole general thing of most people liking heels over the faces, because they're no more to that than with the heels and good guys, good issues, whatever. Other female superstars are along the way. That more fans nowadays are inclined to be fans of and enjoy heel sides of superstars. Why I think whenever Bobby Roode does turn heel, that's definitely going to help in ways not just to make him relevant again, and maybe get the fans to wait back on his side and back on the entering their bandwagon, so to speak. I'll probably be a fan of Bobby Roode whenever that does actually happen. But anyways, I know I need to get some sleep and get things done before heading to bed. Guys, you go over to let people know where they can find you on social media and otherwise. Let's start with Kyron Chase.
Follow me on Twitter, /BroKyron, Instagram, /_Kyron, DeviantArt, Tumblr, Kyron Chase. YouTube account is Kyron Chase. I do videos on wrestling, so on the Hedgehog, my opponent for Magic. And I know I've been off of YouTube over the last couple of weeks, but that's due to college and new things in my life. So I'm still gonna try to be on here as much as I can. Hopefully I can be on here, for the next pay-per-view or whatever. I don't know when my next actual video on my channel is gonna come out, but you never know. I might show up whenever you guys least expect it.
Clackman on YouTube, Clack Off on Twitter, Outside the Bubble, other highlight channel, and I do videos like every day or so. So that's me. All right.
Yep, definitely very welcome to go over to the other channel, subscribe, and ring their bells as well. Of course, here at the Sports Talk Network, you can follow me on Twitter at the Ramble _WWE or my personal Twitter handle at Army_Strong_06. Hope you all enjoy it, whether you watch live or archive. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening, rest of your day. Above all else, as always, take care.
Peace out.
Okay, later, guys.